world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Welcome back to Casa Vadd. I'm Vadd. Thanks for joining me on the journey. Today we are playing Clash of Clans, and I want to introduce to you the Beefy Boy. The Beefy Boy consists of no less than 3 golems, 4 yetis, 4 bowlers, 5 healers, and 2 jump spells. Additionally, for your siege machine, you need to bring a siege barracks and as many Valkyries as you can hold. For your remaining troop space, you can bring another Yeti, you can bring some cleanup troops, you can bring some headhunters. In your clan castle troops, after the Valkyries, maybe some goblins or some archers, anything you want. Spells, I recommend a rage or a heal or a freeze, maybe a poison. This army is designed to be used for farming in Legends League. There are 3 large benefits of farming in Legends League. Number 1, your home base does not get raided. Sometimes you will load in to Clash of Clans and you will need to attack once or twice to make up the loot that is lost while you have been offline. Since our home base does not lose loot, we are only profiting when we attack. Number 2, there's a minimal amount of time spent waiting in the clouds. Generally, I find a base within 10 to 20 seconds. The third benefit to farming in Legends League is that the bases always have loot. Generally around 1 million, not counting the Legends League bonus. You'll see there's about 500,000 gold, elixir, and around 6,000 to 10,000 dark elixir. The loot in Legends League bases are based on the weight of the base you are attacking. The secret to the success with the Beefy Boy attack is to make sure you send your golems and yetis into the most DPS that you can find. The golem has 8,000 health points. When it runs out of 8,000 health points, it breaks into 3 smaller golemites. Each golemite has 1,600 health points. This means the golem has effectively 12,800 health points. Yetis have 3,500 health points. This means for the Beefy Boy army, we have a total of 38,400 health points in the golems, and the yetis bring a total of 14,000 health points. This brings us to a grand total of a beefy 52,400 health points. This is the part where you say, why does any of this matter? We need to remember that the base can only do so much damage per second, and the secret to the Beefy Boy attack is to make sure that we send the beef into as much damage as possible. This of course creates the question, what defenses do the most damage per second? Speaking of strictly only maxed level defenses, the Scattershot does 180 DPS. The Expo does 175 DPS. The Eagle does 135 DPS. The Multi-Inferno has 93 DPS. We want to make sure we take out Scattershots first, Expos second, and Multi-Infernos are a close tie for second. The Multi-Infernos can cause trouble for our healers, and that is why, even though their DPS is a little lower than the Eagle, we're not really worried about the Eagle. This is the part where you say, what about the Giga Inferno on the Town Hall? It does 300 damage per second. I know, but there's only one of it. There are 4 Expos, there are potentially 2 Scattershots, there are potentially 3 Multi-Infernos. These will disrupt the attack significantly more than the Town Hall. Additionally, we don't worry about the Eagle even a little bit. I know, I said that a second ago, and it sounds ridiculous. However, the Eagle is a non-issue because the Eagle targets the highest health points. The highest health points in the Beefy Boy is always going to be the golems. There are only 180 seconds in an attack. If the eagle could land its damage per second of 135 every single second for 180 seconds, it would not ever kill the golems. The golems have too much health for the eagle. Since the golems will be targeted by the eagle having the most health points, our damage in the heroes, the bowlers, will not be targeted by the eagle. This is why we don't worry about the eagle. Likewise, if the scatter shots were able to do their 180 DPS for all 180 seconds, every second on the second, they would do a total of 32,400 individually. The multi-infernos would do 16,740 for each individual beam. The expos would do 31,500. To set up a successful Beefy Boy attack, you want to first determine where the most damage on the base is. Then you want to start a queen walk for pathing, not value. We're going to take advantage of the siege barracks, which brings that P.E.K.K.A. And we're going to make sure our Valkyries are in there, and they're going to wrap around the base the majority of the time. When we talk about queen walking for value, that means we say, hey, I'm going to use my queen and I'm going to walk her over and take out the town hall. Or I'm going to have her come over and take out the eagle. Well, when we talk about queen walking for pathing, we're going to try and send her in a way that's going to encourage the golems and the yetis to stay in front of our bowlers. In the same way we want to queen walk for pathing, not value, this is exactly what we want to do with our royal champion. Sure, we could champion charge and take out an expo or another high value target. However, it is more advantageous to keep those golems and yetis with all their hit points moving into the damage, and we want to make sure we're pathing them successfully. So we're going to use our royal champion not for a champion charge, but to create optimal pathing. If this video has helped you at all, please like and subscribe. If you would like to join the Vadd Discord, we are always happy to have another member. Everyone is welcome. If you have a great suggestion for the next video, the best way to reach me is through the Vadd Discord. If you would like to support the channel, the Patreon exists to create that opportunity for you. I had just about everything possible go wrong in this attack. I misplaced a jump spell. I almost lost my queen to a single inferno and had to burn more spells. My clan castle troops went down early. The base is run 3 single target infernos. The DPS is spread apart. This base really did give the Beefy Boy army a challenge, and I was not helping with my spell placement and timing with my hero abilities. However, there are a lot of health points in this army. Remember, with all my calculations that I shared, I was only talking about the golems and the yetis, not the P.E.K.K.A. and the siege barracks, not any of the heroes, not the bowlers, and I didn't factor in if I used any heal spells or the value the healers are creating for my army. As you've been watching these attacks, you'll probably have noticed that it's not uncommon for me to finish and still have a golem or 3, not 3, just 2, but at least 2, fairly consistently. And you'd think that the single target infernos would really counter this army. However, they've got to build up their damage, and having 3 golems, it's a lot of damage to ramp up, and every time one splits into a golemite, that's 3 more targets before it can switch to a golem. So even with the single target infernos, we can steamroll things. And if you think I forgot, the Grand Warden has a life aura. What does that mean? Well, he has a passive ability. All the troops that are inside of his radius, a circle around the Warden, they receive no more than an extra 575 health points each. This applies to golems, golemites, heroes, all of our troops. Because the goal of the Beefy Boy army is to send the Beefy Boys directly into as much damage as possible, this makes our spell timing and placement very easy. This means that this isn't a hard attack to have success with. Not only does it make the spell timing and placement easy, it makes our Warden ability very easy. We know when we need that 8 seconds of invulnerability. This army is not undefeatable. You can make a mistake. Here you can see I spam dropped all my troops and I'm going to leave up 2 single target Inferno. Remember, this is a farming army. So I'm going to get all the loot and I'm going to get more than 30 trophies. I'm going to get up in the 90%. Even if that was a war attack, that's pretty okay. If not, pretty fantastic. This army does not suffer from time fails. The biggest weakness in this army is a failure to properly identify where the base has the most damage and to successfully place your jump spells to have your troops funneled into that damage. On this attack, you're going to see a lot of value being used on the Queen Walk. Please understand, this is a Queen Walk for pathing still. I highlighted with the white square where the majority of the damage on the base is, and the Queen is going to receive all my rage spells, a freeze spell, a poison spell. You're going to see the Barbarian King this time, instead of going into the base, he's going to help the siege barracks funnel, and the Queen is getting a lot of value. However, she was there for pathing. I'm going to get a healer switch. If you've been paying close attention, most of the attacks have a healer switch somewhere in them. Don't worry about it. Focus on creating the path you want for your troops. You can see, even losing the healers, the Queen is still encouraging the main squad of the Beefy Boys to keep rolling. There's a moment in these attacks when you know you're going to 3-star. You know there's not enough damage left in the base to stop you. Sure, were there 2 multi-target Infernos and the Giga Inferno blasting my troops? Yes, it's just not enough. This army is fairly relaxing to use since you're not relying on a tricky Queen Walk. There's not a high pressure spell you need to place at the proper time. You don't have to worry about the Eagle. You don't worry about the clan castle troops. You don't worry about the enemy heroes. You just get the Beefy Boys into the damage. It's that simple. And that's what I'm looking for when I'm farming. I'm not trying to make things more complicated than they need to be. I want to get my loot and keep progressing. If you have an opportunity to try this army, I highly recommend it. If you don't have your king and you don't have your royal champion and your queen is down, not going to be a big deal. However, your warden is a big part of this army's success. I would encourage making sure your warden is available if you're going to farm with the Beefy Boys. This space was just screaming, please steamroll me with those Beefy Boys. They put all the DPS together. I sacrificed 2 Yetis to help set a stronger funnel to encourage the Golems and the Yetis to get in front of my troops. You're going to see here that these Golems not only don't die, but the defenses waste all of their time and energy trying to kill the Golems while my heroes, while my bowlers are just flattening them. Again, easy Warden ability, where in the middle of all this damage, it is not hard to time this ability. And 8 seconds is a pretty long time to have an opportunity to deal damage and not lose any health or take damage. You may have noticed that my Golems are not maxed in all these attacks. You may have noticed that my clan castle troops are also not always maxed. The jump spells, once placed, remain active for a very long period of time. You'll notice I often drop the jump spell before the troops had even been dropped. This is a personal preference. There's no wrong way to do it. Thanks for taking your time to watch or listen to the video. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. Until next time, peace.
My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.